New GST reforms. A festive masterstroke by Modi government from the 22nd of September 2025. The Indian government has announced a massive overhaul of the GST system, effective the 22nd of September 2025, coinciding with the first day of Navratri. The new structure simplifies rates into just two slabs, 5% and 18%, replacing the earlier multiple layers. This reform is being hailed as a masterstroke to boost consumption, provide relief to households, and make Indian goods more competitive globally. Key highlights of GST rate cuts. 1. Daily essentials and food, cheaper than ever. Packed paneer, UHT milk, paratha, roti, chapati, and pizza bread now carry 0% GST, earlier 5 to 18%. Butter, ghee, dairy spreads, cheese, dry fruits, chocolates, biscuits, jams, and Namkeen reduced to 5% from 12 to 18%. Even pasta, noodles, corn flakes, pickles, coffee, juices, and tender coconut water dropped to 5%. Impact. Families will see significant savings in grocery bills. FMCG companies may also cut MRPs, boosting demand. 2. Healthcare, affordable relief for all. Rare disease and cancer drugs right pointing arrow 0%, down from 5 to 12%. All medicines, including Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy right pointing arrow 5%, earlier 12%. Medical oxygen, diagnostic kits, thermometers, surgical gloves, and instruments right pointing arrow 5%, earlier 12 to 18%. Impact. Critical healthcare becomes affordable, especially for middle and lower income households. Hospitals will pass on cost benefits to patients. 3. Farmers and irrigation, support to Bharat's backbone. Tractors, parts, tires, harvesters, soil prep machinery, drip irrigation, and sprinklers all slashed to 5%, earlier 12 to 18%. Poultry and beekeeping machinery also cut to 5%. Impact. Lower cost of farming equipment will boost agriculture productivity and reduce burden on farmers. 4. Education, zero burden on students. Notebooks, erasers, textbook paper, maps, pencils, crayons, sharpeners 0% GST. Geometry boxes, paper cartons, and other study materials 5%. Impact. Parents and students benefit from cheaper school supplies. Education sector gets a direct boost. 5. Household and personal care, big savings on daily use. Soaps, toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo, hair oil, shaving cream, face powder right pointing arrow 5%, earlier 12 to 18%. Kitchen utensils, candles, sewing machines, feeding bottles, and diapers right pointing arrow 5%. Impact. Cost of living drops, easing household budgets. 6. Vehicles and mobility, from 28% to 18%. Two-wheelers is less than or equal to 350 cc, small cars, autos, buses, and vehicle parts right pointing arrow 18%, earlier 28%. Bicycles and parts reduced to 5%, earlier 12%. Impact. Affordable two-wheelers and cars will revive demand in the auto sector, creating jobs and boosting sales. 7. Home building and appliances. Cement now taxed at 18%, earlier 28%. Marble, granite, particle boards, bamboo flooring right pointing arrow 5%. TVs, ACs, dishwashers, monitors and projectors right pointing arrow 18%, earlier 28%. Solar heaters and cookers right pointing arrow 5%. Impact. Housing and construction costs drop. Electronics like TVs and ACs become cheaper, helping middle class buyers. 8. Toys, handicrafts and sports. Toys, dolls, board games, handicraft idols, brass, copper artware right pointing arrow 5%, earlier 12%. Impact. Booster, made in India, toys and handicrafts, promoting cottage industries and exports. Economic and political impact. 1. Boost to consumption, with essentials, education, and healthcare items cheaper, demand will rise across sectors. 2. Support to farmers and poor, Rural India benefits the most with cheaper tractors, irrigation tools, and medicines. 3. Job creation, auto, FMCG, and electronics industries likely to expand with increased sales. 4. Global message. At a time when the US has imposed 50% tariffs on India, this reform shows India's self-reliance and resilience. 5. Festive timing. Launching the reform on Navratri Day 1 is both symbolic and strategic, boosting public sentiment. Conclusion. This GST overhaul is one of the biggest tax reforms since 2017. By simplifying rates into 5% and 18%, the government has not only reduced consumer prices but also made compliance easier for businesses. It is a festive gift to Bharat's people and a clear economic signal to the world. India will not bend under tariff pressure. Bharat will grow stronger by empowering its people. Bharat rose, and the world is watching.